Hello guys, I'm Glenn Garcia, teacher by profession and chess player by passion. I would like to share my insights to the game of chess aimed for players at the club level. I'm a member of the G4 Chess Club, Olongapo City, Philippines, and I've been teaching chess in the grassroots level for more than 10 years now. I'm using an analysis board editor from the website chess.com. No infringement nor copyright violation intended. I'll be using a combination of English and Tagalog throughout this video since my target audience are young Filipino chess players on the club level. Okay, let's take a look at the position on the board. Tingnan natin yung position sa chessboard. Last lesson na pag-aralan natin kung papaano gamitin ang technique ng opposition para makapag-queen ng pawn with the extension of course of the rook pawn. So let's further elaborate that particular topic. So sa position na to, um, yung pawn ng white ay kailangang umakyat para makapag-queen sa square na to or sa A8 square. So, ano ba yung kailangang dapat malaman ng isang player kung makakapag-queen ba yung pawn na hindi makakain ng itim o mapipigilan ng king yung pawn sa pag-queen. Okay. It all depends on what we call the critical squares. Okay. Critical squares ay ito yung mga squares na dapat makontrol ng isang player para mapigilan ang pag-queen ng pawn or makapag-queen yung pawn ng maayos. So in this square, lalo na sa rook pawn, in this position, ang critical square ay itong square na to, the B7 square. Whoever can control that square will decide the outcome of the game. So sa position na to, kung white ang titira, tatakbo lang siya dun sa square na yon. King C6, King D8, King B7, at mananalo na siya, no? Next moves will be puro pawn na hanggang makapag-queen siya. King D7, A4, King D6, A5, King D7, A6, and white wins the game by simply queening the pawn. Okay, balik natin sa dati. Okay, pero kung black to move, it's a different story. Okay, kailangan niya lang i-play is King D7 at makakarating na siya sa square na hindi mapipigilan ng puti. King C5, King C7, King B5, King B7 at hindi na makakapag-queen ang pawn dahil makararating ng black itong square na to o yung A8 square, matatapatan niya yung pawn ng white at walang magagawa ang white para paalisin ang king ng black sa position na yan. Let's try. A4, King A7, A5, King B7, A6, A6, King A8, King B6, King B8, check, King A8 at King A6, stalemate. Walang magagawa yung white para pigilan tong pangyayari na to. Okay. So, sa position na to, black can also draw by playing King D8. Diretso na siyang pupunta doon sa dulo. King C6, King C8, A4, King B8, A5, King A7, King B8, and the same draw appears. Now, tignan natin tong bagong position sa chessboard. So, nakita na natin na critical na makontrol yung B7. How about if both sides was able to control that square? So, it all depends on whose turn to move it is. But actually, in this particular position, kahit sino titira, draw siya. How? Let's say, for example, black to move. Black will just run over to the corner and stay there. He will try to switch from playing King A8, King B8, at wala magagawa yung king na mapigilan to. Okay. But, it is different kung white to move. Kasi after King A7, hindi na makakapasok sa loob yung king ng black. But black can use another idea in order to draw the game. Ang idea na to is basically pipigilan mo yung king ng white na makaalis sa linya na to sa A file para hindi niya ma-extract yung sarili niya at makadaan yung pawn. Paano natin gagawin yon? So after King A7, King C7, mapapansin mo hindi makapunta yung king ngayon sa linya na to sa B file. King A8, King C, oh no, not King C, yes, King C8, A6, King C7, King A7, and King C8. Ngayon, kapag ang king ay umalis dyan sa corner, let's say, he plays King B6, babalik tayo sa unang idea, which is to run on the corner by playing king b8. Pag natapatan na ng king yung umupo na yung king dun sa winning square, tabla na yon. So, the only move for white to continue na makita niya pwede magkamali ang black is to play king a8. And after king c7, king a7. So, merong trap dito yung white. Kung sakasakaling umangat ang item, he loses the game. White will simply play king b8 and then march his pawn down to a8 square. Pero, kung accurate siyang tumira, the correct move is king c8. At wala na magagawa yung puti. King a8, king c7. At kapag pinush niya na yung pawn sa 7th rank dito sa linya na to, isang square na lang kikwin na siya, kailangan niya na lang alisin yung king niya. Black will still continue the stalemate trick by playing king c8 at tabla na po yung laro. Okay, next position. So sa position na to makikita natin na lamang ng bishop tsaka pawn yung puti. And in the initial look, kung titingnan natin, parang panalong-panalo na yung puti, no? Kasi yung gagawin niya, kikwin niya yung pawn, gagawa siya ng queen, mamatiin yung king. But it's not that easy. Actually, in this position, it is a draw. Maniwala kayo, hindi, tabla to. Bakit? Because of the bishop's color. Hindi ko ibig sabihin na color na puti yung bishop niya, no. Kung saang square siya nagta-travel, light squares. So, mapapansin nyo, para makapag-queen yung puti, yung pawn ng puti, kailangan niyang makarating sa green na square, which is the h8 square. Okay? Ang gagawin lang ng black, pupunta siya dun sa corner at pipigil lang makapunta ron yung pawn. Walang magagawa uli yung white para tanggalin yung black dun kasi wala siyang green na bishop. Of course, it will be a different story if the bishop is on the dark square color kasi simple lang gagawin ng black dyan, ay ng white dyan. Ima-march niya yung pawn, magki-queen siya. Let's say for example, bishop e3, king f6, king e4, king g6, king f4, king h5. Supportahan mo natin. Bishop f2, king g6, king g4, king h6, h5, king g7, king g5, king h7, h6, king g8, king g6, and king h8. Bishop check, king g8, h7 check. Tapos magki-queen yung pawn next move. Okay? Pero sa position na to, nasa puti yung bishop na nasa light square yung bishop na puti, hindi niya magagawang tanggalin yung king sa h8. Let's say for example, i-play natin tong game na to. Bishop h3, king f6, tatakbo lang sa corner, king e4, king g6, king f4, king g7, king g5, king h7, bishop f5 check, king g7, bishop f5, king g8, h5, king h8, king h6, king g8, bishop g6, at hindi lang aalis yung black sa corner, magtatabla na, no? Pag pinilit ng white na controlling yung pinupuntahan ng king na black, let's say for example bishop h7, stalemate. Ganun din sa bishop f7. So walang magagawa ang white kundi itabla yung laro. So tabla na tong position na to. Okay, but in every rule, sabi nga, mayroong exemption to the rule. Like for example, in this position, dapat ganyan. Yan. In this position, magagawa ng white na manalo dahil mapipigilan niya yung black na makapunta sa corner. So, this is white to move. White plays bishop f5, preventing black from going to the corner. Papansin nyo, kontrolado yung g6 at saka g7 square ng piyasa ng puti. So, white plays king f7, trying to go to the corner via g8 and h8 square. White plays bishop h7, king f6, king f4. So, hindi niya na malalapitan yung pawn sa likod via king g5 kasi kinontrol ng king. Kung halimbawa itong king nasa ibang lugar, let's say dito sa malayo, after king f6, magkakaroon ng repetition of moves kasi hindi niya mapipigilan yung black na malapitan yung pawn sa likod. So, white needs to play bishop f5. And after king f7 with the same idea, he needs to play bishop e7 again, and after king f6, bishop f5, tabla na yung laro. Pero sa position na to kasi, the king is near enough to prevent the black king from reaching the g5 square. So after king f6, white plays king f4, preventing king g5, king f7, king f5, and basically winning the game. King f8, king f6, and kapag lumayo na yung black, king g7. Remember this critical square na sinabi ko na kailangan makontrol ng both sides para makatabla o manalo sa game. So in this position, white will simply move his bishop down and then push his pawn to queen and win the game. Okay, so we have learned na kung paano tumablay yung defending king kung may extra material ng white, especially if it involves the rook pawn. So, paano natin magagamit to sa itong technique sa game? For example, let's consider this position. Paangat yung pawn ng white. Black will try to defend against two pass pawns, and with best play, hindi niya pipigilang mag-queen yung mga pawn yan. But with the knowledge ng pinakita ko kanina, so mapapansin nyo, light square yung bishop ng puti, bishop f3. Yung queening pawn, which is the h pawn, ay nasa green. No? So, pag ito yung queen niya, nasa green, may chances na mag-draw yung position. Let's say, for example, given na kailangan mag-exchange ng rooks, no? Rook, rook a1 check, rook f1, rook takes f1 check, king takes f1. Okay. Now, let's try to pause the video and find for yourself possible moves ng black. Do you think black can draw this game? Please pause the video and try to think about this position first. Okay, so sa position na to, black can eventually draw by playing bishop h3, sacrificing his bishop para maging h pawn yung g pawn. Pag hindi naman, pag hinayaan lang ng white, let's say white just play king f2, bishop takes g pawn, mapupunta na sa draw position na alam natin. So, syempre, hindi yun yung gustong gawin ng puti. So, he tries to play pawn takes bishop. And now, it's a draw. Black will simply go to the corner and hihintayin niya lang yung white na mag-push ng pawn. It doesn't matter how many h pawns meron ng puti. No? The position will still the same. Magiging draw pa rin siya. So that's the weakness of the rook pawn. So, I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope to see you again next time, and thank you for listening.